Welcome to another installment of Why Did You Post This? Or the new series that we could also call I Thought This Would Be Common Sense, but apparently I was mistaken. That's it. That's my intro. Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about an employee that was fired for filming at her job. Might not sound like a big deal, but we're going to talk about this because this is something that I've seen quite a few people talking about. I've seen multiple videos of like, oh, come with me to get fired type of videos. And obviously we're dealing with a crazy amount of layoffs because of the current financial climate, economic climate here in the United States. But really quick, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Squarespace. Whether you've been a business owner for years or you're just getting started launching your business selling handmade, customizable with your preferred barnyard animal socks, you need a website. And Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to help you stand out and succeed online. If you don't know where to start, they have a ton of incredible templates to choose from, and with cutting-edge design, you can customize any part of them. They make it super easy to set up or revamp your online store, and with their intuitive built-in analytics tool, they make it super easy to track revenue, invoices, and where on your site you should be focusing for engagement. Go to squarespace.com to get started on a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/swellentertainment to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I know this is nothing coming from me as I am a full-time YouTuber, but like I am team, please keep your jobs right now. Please, if you can. I have friends that are in the job market. It's rough. I know my friends' parents that are in the job market. It's also rough for them. It's really bad, okay? Ignore any stats. It's rough right now. If you can keep your job, do it. I talked about this very briefly in my video on Hub's Life, talking about like pivoting from content when people make their job their content and things like that, and like their lifestyle with their job part of their content, and like how that can be a very mixed bag. Once the creator inevitably either blows up, the creator inevitably is going to have a rough time once they, pivot to full-time content because people follow them because of their job content, or what potentially could happen is getting an ultimatum of like, hey, stop posting or you lose your job type of thing. Or what also could happen is what happened here. It sounds like getting fired because of your content. And I talked about how it's bad and you shouldn't vlog proprietary content or information, private meetings, things like that. That seems like common sense to me, and I've never worked a 9 to 5. Like I'm from retail and coffee shop chat. In theory, I probably could have vlogged at those jobs, not at the retail job, God no. But like the coffee shop job, like a lot of my coworkers would like film themselves making latte art and things like that. It wasn't encouraged at all, but like it probably would have been fine if I had really, really wanted to, so long as I was getting my work done. But I can't imagine going to like our staff night, where we have to do like training and talk about policy and vlogging that. You know what I'm saying? Like, where there's a line. Like coffee is one thing. The money in the register, my code to check in. There are things that I think everyone knows that's really bad to post on the internet. So she seemingly has worked at this Mac in particular since around 2024, at least based off when I'm scrolling past her account. Maybe she's posted more videos that have been taken down. But the vlogs in question, there's about 3 or 4 of them on her TikTok, okay? And this is Bree Mari. And she was a manager at Mac, okay? Now, since all of this has come out, and since she posted her video of her getting fired, it literally starts with her being like, I never would have jeopardized my job of her crying. And then going about her day as a manager at Mac.
I love my job. I would have never done anything to jeopardize it.
Her experience in like vlogging and all, and then ending with her getting fired. And so a lot of people have been like, hey, Mac is actually like really encouraging of employees filming. Like they're totally cool with us vlogging our days and stuff. And there's a lot of reasons as to why a company would be pro vlogging for its employees. One, it shows that like they're totally cool with their employees making money on the side and things like that. And that's like one of the lesser reasons, but like it's a level of freedom for employees that does look good to other potential employees. Free advertisement. Obviously, if customers see someone that they like on TikTok working in a store and they like the makeup looks that they're doing online, there's a high likelihood they will go to that store specifically for that employee, and that's like potentially good marketing. Advertising of new products, new sales promotions, things like that. Like, oh, look how great we treat our employees, things like that. There's a variety of reasons as to why a company like Mac would be pro that. Social media and beauty is so very intertwined that it makes sense to me that they're like super cool with it. I personally have never really seen like day in my life as a Mac employee, but apparently Mac is like totally chill with their employees filming. That being said, the most supportive bosses, you know, as chill as they would be, I don't think they would like you filming your ID card, your code to get into the register, how much money you keep in the register, clips of you inputting data onto a spreadsheet that then goes into a computer, things like that, that is just like important business information, you know, for safety and security, accessing the safe, things like that. Like there's just things that you like would think, my boss is super chill, but I still probably shouldn't show these things. You know, there's something about Bree's videos that I haven't told you, because she doesn't just work at Mac as a manager. She works at Mac inside of LAX, as in an international airport in Los Angeles. If you're not realizing the red flags with that, this is gonna be a long video for you. Which, side note, I don't think this is what was happening, but with my brain, that's like scammer pilled. Allegedly, hypothetically, this is not real, okay? I've never seen anyone do day in my life with an emphasis on with timestamps or anything like that. Like they may do timestamps on their day in my life, but I've never seen such a heavy emphasis on the with timestamps. And yet all of her vlogs of her shifts involve the with timestamps included. The writer brain in me, okay, feels like you were setting up a reason for like if the store got robbed, you would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is how they found out, but like you were involved. I'm not saying you were involved. I'm not saying anything bad happened. I'm just saying, like from a writer's perspective, this would be like a crazy way to cover up your involvement in a crime. Just saying, I don't think it's real. I'm just saying like it does feel suspicious. So I don't blame anyone involved for being like, hey, this is crazy and also weird. Bree posted a bunch of these videos with timestamps. And when I say with timestamps, come to work with me, I'm talking she is scanning her, like filming herself, scanning her badge to go through the security checkpoint to drop her car, to get on the shuttle, to then walk to TSA, to show the badge that she shows to TSA, to get walked through TSA, to go to Mac. She shows the code to go and unlock the store. This was the other thing, which like, it sounds like she was not fired by Mac. It sounds like she was fired by LAX. And then Mac was like, we have to fire you type of thing, okay? Because she doesn't just go to the safe. She goes to the safe based off how she's talking and the way that it sounds in the background with the noise and everything like that. It sounds like it's a central hub room that's like the safe and the money vault for all the other shops inside of LAX, so they can keep it very regulated. She shows how much money she's putting in the till. She shows them inputting the code, like all these things. And it's like, surely this, like, I don't get what's not, like, what about this? It seems so cut and dry. Don't do that. And yet I'm watching these videos and she's doing it on multiple occasions. Watch another video. Here you go. Here you go. Watch a video.
Have a good day, y'all.
Showing her doing payroll, checking end of month numbers, complete revenue calendar, calculate goals. If you really wanted to, you could read these sheets in her vlog. Like, chat. And feel free to take this from someone else who has worked a 9 to 5. I've worked retail. So this is like, I've done this work, just not in beauty. I did this in baby clothes, okay? Like, I was a supervisor. I did this work. Just from a Mac perspective, even if they allowed filming, I don't know how this is not clear that you are crossing a line. Like the camera isn't even angled to not show the paperwork. Like you could show the top of the pen and it's like, oh, paperwork time. The camera is angled so that I can see most of these sheets. And some points she's doing like a top down angle of the sheets to show how few customers have come into the store. Like what? Like corporate's gonna have a problem. What are we doing? I'm gonna make a note of this because some of you are going to question this. And so I want to bring this up. A lot of people were very clearly like, yeah, why did you do that? And then some people were like, oh, I feel bad. She seemed to have really liked her job. And then people realized that she is a Trump supporter. And now people don't feel bad anymore. Now listen, I am of the opinion that regardless of who you voted for, food costs money. That's where I'm at. We wouldn't be friends, you and I, okay? But food costs money, okay? And so there's that. So voting for him and then doing the actively stupid decisions. When I'm talking about your stupidity in regards to this is actively foolish. And there's no way for me to get around that. You seem like a real adult. You were a manager. And so there's a level of this where I'm just like, surely you went through like employee training that was like, hey, like we were told how to deal with if a cop came into the store. Like, hey, a cop is asking to check our security cameras. There was a whole protocol for things like that I was told that I had to abide by. And like, I got one right because it was like, I think I would just call corporate and be like, hey, can I give them this? Because I don't, like, the thing didn't happen inside the store. None of our cameras point out. I would be like, hi, this is weird. And my managers didn't get that question right. They were like, oh yeah, we would just hand it over. And that was like a whole like standardized thing. This is years ago. If they try and come after me for this, surely Mac, a company as long running as Mac, has a protocol for things. I can't imagine that they would be cool with you filming like your numbers, because also it's like, I don't know, that's a protection for yourself and your employees as well. But I wanted to bring up the Trump stuff because I know one of you is going to be like, and she's a Trump supporter. So I wanted to make sure I acknowledge that. I don't think that's why she was fired. I think she was fired because she did an actively dumb thing that put the security for other employees of LAX and potentially LAX customers and people traveling in danger with what she was showing. Like, you don't know. You showed back hallways. You showed, oh God, you showed like a safe room where there's money. You showed the money, and then you showed yourself walking out of where the money is. So people know that it's attached to one of these. Like, I don't know how to explain that this was so beyond stupid. Like, again, I don't want anyone losing their jobs, but like, you actively became a security risk now. Like, even if Mac was cool with it, like, oh, hey, just stop doing it. LAX is like, no, we don't want her here. We don't want her having access. We don't want her having a badge. This is crazy. Someone brought up a good point where it's like, yes, you were fired by LAX, but fired by Mac. But also it's like, when you have a job like this, you don't just have like the employee handbook of Mac. You also have to abide by any regulations of LAX. So Mac might be cool with you filming, but I'm certain LAX is going to have issues with filming. Someone said, I don't think you're allowed to show any of this in general. You're one step away from showing us the safe code girl. Gets fired for recording and still recording. I'm so sorry this happened. However, you showed the cash office, opening procedures, and classified info from them, and that's a security risk. I can't imagine crying after getting fired and still recording, needing to record it. You're so sweet, but this should have been a lesson. Someone said, Mac is a horrible company. I'm commenting so this video gets traction. I'm praying for bigger and better things for you. Your videos were so sweet and innocent. Mac sucks. And Bree replied, Mac didn't fire me, babe. The airport did. I love Mac. Mac encourages us to film our personal social media platforms as well as our store's Instagram page. One of the prime reasons why I was hired for this location was because of my social media and content creation expertise. The Mac leaders for this location encouraged me to bring my social media skills and creativity to life at the store. I was only doing what I was encouraged to do by the brand. I'm fully aware of Mac's social media policy, but I had no clue about the airport's social media policy. Nonetheless, I still thought I did a great job at protecting the integrity of the brand and airport by leaving out a lot of personal and secure information. I wholeheartedly disagree. I made sure to leave out a lot of steps in between clips that were shown. This was a decision made by the airport. Mac was not included in the final decision to terminate my position. I still plan to stay and grow with the Mac brand, and am currently seeking new opportunities that are out there. Someone said, oh no, girlie, as someone who also works at the airport, you broke so many security procedures. Never ever film what doors you access and your badge. Yeah, again, you have a job. You have a job within a job. Like, everyone's talking about, what is it? The Domino's in the Pentagon? I work at the Domino's in the Pentagon. Is it Domino's? It's not the Domino's. Anyways, I'm assuming that whoever works at the restaurants in the Pentagon has different, procedures for what they are supposed to, can and can't post, if anything. Same goes with an airport. That is a highly secure place that is not open to the public. You have to be working there or traveling there to go into an airport, because they are, I believe, all active also terror targets. I don't know what they classified as. I would assume so, okay? But, it's like you showed how you get through pre-check. Like, you showed which door you come out of after getting the money. I get protecting your ass and being like, I think I did a good job. You didn't, okay? And that's okay. not okay, but like, you get my point. Hope you get another job. I hope it's not in an airport. And also, again, Chad, if you're like, this is a short video because I just wanted to yap about this because it stressed me out when I saw it. I was watching her vlogs like, why would you show it? Like, that's how I was watching her vlog when it first popped up. And then I was like, yeah, I'd fire you too, frankly. If Sparkly wouldn't do this. But if Sparkly was like doing my work day and then vlogged something that like showed my credit card information or my personal address or the actual city or area I live in Los Angeles, I would be like, you're done. Sparkly signed an NDA for the sole purpose of protecting my information because Sparkly has access to that information because they have to do hotel bookings and things like that. So if Sparkly vlogged their day and that got posted, I would have no choice but to terminate their employment with me. Because it's like, hey, one of the main reasons that we had you sign that is to protect my personal data. Because some of you guys are crazy. And like, my home is not a terror target, you know? Like, it's just people on the internet being weird. I assume I have less restrictions for my own business well-being than an airport does. Again, this seems like common sense, but I guess not. This is a short video. This is done. The end. Okay, don't film this. Be smart, be safe. Don't film classified information at your job. I don't care if you work at a 7-Eleven. Don't post your key cards. Don't post your credentials. You see these? I post these. These are lanyards from conventions because I'm an attendee. I don't work for these conventions. That's a different thing. Don't post your credentials on the internet. That's gonna be it. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching. Have you ever vlogged at your job? Have you ever been fired for vlogging at your job? I have been hearing a rise in stories of people either getting their offers of employment rescinded or their employment terminated because they just simply had social media that they were growing with. They talked about social media or not, or talked about their jobs or not on their social media. Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I stream on Twitch. Reminder that Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. Reminder to check out Girly Pop Go if you'd like to see more car and motorsport content. Shout out to my channel members. If you'd also join me on channel memberships, you can go and click join down below. If you like comment on social media, that'll be all up here, and that's gonna be a lovely day. Goodbye. God, I'm probably being a huge bitch in this video, but you know what? It's just like, this seems like common sense. And you seem like you're at least my age. At the very least, you're a manager. I'm 27. You might be around my age. I don't know. I think you should know better. Okay, bye.